Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. I just finished a sketchbook and I thought I would do a quick sketchbook tour. This is a messy working sketchbook. And I started it, I don't even know, do I have a date on any of the... I started it quite a few years ago. I don't even know when, but it was probably like around 2016, 2017. And it's got a lot of messiness in it. Recently, the last few years, I've used sketchbooks with nicer paper. This is pretty good paper, actually, and kind of used them as more like finished art pieces, but this is actually like a messy sketchbook. So just want to make sure your expectations are tempered. Also, there are some figure drawings in here, so there will be some mild nudity, and if you're watching and you don't want to see that, then I totally understand. But I just wanted to give you the heads up in case, in case you prefer not to see that. But we're going to flip through this Tone Tan sketchbook by Strathmore. It's acid-free paper. I really like it. It's got a beautiful heathered texture to it. Like it's smooth, but it's got like little flecks of like threads and stuff, probably from the recycled materials that they use on here. And I just love the Tone Tan surface. But let's get into it. You get 50 sheets. It runs around $10 on Blick. Retails probably more like 15 to 20. This is just a little colored pencil leaf I did. I've purchased another, I've rebought this sketchbook in a smaller size because I think that I would use a smaller size a little bit more. Because if I'm doing larger, I tend to use a Strathmore Tone Tan mixed media paper, which is heavier. Now this was, I don't remember what I was swatching here, but what I was swatching here was new Prismacolor versus old Prismacolor. So this was probably back in like 2016, 2017. I had bought the new manga set of Prismacolor pencils because I had older barrel Prismacolors and I had some from the 90s at Stanford Prismacolors, and I wanted to see how they work because I know there'd been a lot of complaints about them breaking even more than usual, so I'd ordered the manga set of 24 and I was just comparing to see if the colors were different, how the quality was, and it seems like whatever hiccups they had in the production line had pretty much resolved themselves, and they were the same quality as the ones I had from the 90s. Maybe not as thick as the barrel, not as thick as the barrel ones I had from the 80s, but anyway, and on these thin pages, a lot of times I don't do the facing page, especially if I'm using charcoal, and this was a sketch in charcoal powder, and I abandoned this and started it again, which I think is on the next page. That is such a messy medium that it was so messy. It was so messy. I don't think I tried to make some watercolor out of the charcoal powder, but it just molded on me. So I don't know. That was one of those projects that, or one of those supplies that didn't really jive with me. And this is a Conte sketch of a bunny, and I did this in my Learn to Draw with Lindsay course. And this is a Conte sketch of a deer, which again, that was in the Learn to Draw with Lindsay course. I don't know what I was doing there. I think maybe trying out some sort of crayon. And that was my retake of the charcoal powder portrait, and you can see how messy it is there. I generally don't spray fixative. That's 2019. Okay, so maybe this is a little bit more recent than I thought. This one says 2019. Maybe that's when I started this sketchbook. I'm not sure. This was just a little oil pastel sketch done with the Pentel oil pastels. This was also done with the Pentel oil pastels, which are a very affordable oil pastel brand. This is a swatch of the Mia Himi gouache. This is like the first, it wasn't the first jelly gouache set that I used because I had an 18 set first, and then this was a 56 set. I was testing it out on a darker color. This is a Conte figure sketch. Conte is just like a chalk pastel. These were the, I know this one's more recent. I might have flipped back and forth too in the book a little bit. This was the Derwent XL charcoal blocks that I did the little seal picture, and I think there's a YouTube video on that. This was just, I don't know, I did a sketch of a lady in a bathing suit and a person's profile, and I swatched out some of the chalk sticks, and I was testing some jelly roll pens. There's a oil pastel figure. I like taking like something neutral and bringing in like really bold colors. Some more figure sketches. Really quick, 2-minute ones, some longer ones. Oh, here's just to show the difference between a 5-minute sketch with Conte and a 1-hour sketch with with Derwent drawing pencils. I really like how that came out. I liked how both of them came out. And then that one is just like a reclining figure. I think I used reference photos from Croquis Cafe, which used to be free. Now it's behind a paywall. It's only 36 bucks a year, I think. This was done in 2020. I think this, I don't know if this one's on Critique Club or if I have a video for that. I'm not sure, honestly. I might. I have like 4,000 videos, so it's a good chance of it. Oh, these were using the Derwent XL charcoal, water-soluble charcoal blocks, those big chunky blocks. I forgot about that. And I have a Derwent drawing, just another little sketch. It's kind of hard to see because I used that light lavender color, so there's not a lot of value difference. This was done with the Derwent drawing pencils. Not Derwent drawing. I'm sorry. I think this might have been the drawing, but I think it was the Derwent Lightfast pencils. It was either the drawing or the Lightfast pencils. I love how that came out. Again, I think that was with my, I think, was it Inktober? One year I was trying to do figures, and I think I did a few figure sketches for that in this book. Because I think 2019 I did hands. I think 2020 I did figures. Maybe. It's more with the Derwent charcoals. It's like 3 really quick figure sketches there, just gestural drawings. So when I told you it was a messy sketchbook, I meant it. Yep, this was from the year I was doing figures for Inktober. And Inktober, I just take sometimes I'll take a subject and I don't always do it in ink. I was just using pastels here. But that was a girl jumping. I thought that was really fun, and I had the beach behind her. I think it was from an Unsplash reference photo. Again, some really quick figure sketches. So I did a bunch of sketches too, just for like warm-ups that month, because I was just trying to get better at figure proportions. Some more figure sketches in Conte. Oh, this is a drawing of my daughter Lila. She was sitting on the couch. This is with the Derwent Lightfast pencils, this little set of 12 that I picked up. She was, we were getting ready to watch a movie, and she was on the couch, and she was just scrolling on her phone, and so I sketched her really quickly, and I really love how that came out. I'm thinking about deconstructing the sketchbook and taking out the pieces that that I might want to put in a portfolio or frame, and then just leaving the rest in there. I'm not sure. Oh, I sketched on the back of that one. Some more quick sketches. It's fun to look back through a sketchbook and see how far you've come. I believe that was also from the Croquis Cafe, or maybe New Masters Academy. I'm not sure. I feel like I've got the feet too small and the front of the leg too small, but sometimes I have a hard time doing figures in a small sketchbook because I run off the page. Oh, that was from a black and white photo, a really old black and white photo, and I just loved it. So I added some color to it. I got to see a lot of the work from Toulouse-Lautrec when I went to France last year, and that was really cool. I don't know, that was not very good. I get a couple other, these are 1-minute sketches here. As you can see, I didn't get too far. There's a YouTube channel called Nude Masters Academy that does like a video with just like timed sketches, and that can be really handy too for just daily practice. Yeah, just a little 1-minute sketch, you could barely see it. And there's another one there, barely you can see it. And some swatches. I think I was just seeing how some pencils blended, and apparently I had my book upside down when I did these really light sketches. I know they hardly show up because I used a color that's what I'll start with a lot of times on this tone paper. I'll start with a color that's really close to the paper, and then once I have it, this is upside down as well. Once I have it the way that I feel like it's proportioned out, then I'll go in with darker colors and add shadows and highlights. That's a fun thing about the tone paper. Oh, this is kind of stiff. This was, I think, from Croquis Cafe, but I feel like it's too rigid. I don't really like it that much, but that was done with the Derwent drawing pencils, I believe. But yeah, it looks unnatural, it looks too posed. I don't really like it. That was some like action, like kind of like action-y poses, like comic book action-y poses. Again, looks too stiff and fake. I don't really like that one very much. Oh, I was trying the Crayola Twistables. Either crayons or colored pencils. Crayons. I was using the Crayola Twistable crayons here, and I was comparing them to the Mr. Sketch Twistable crayons, and I drew a rose. This was with the Neocolor, I think this was the Neocolor 1 crayons, just doing a little sketch of a beach hut. Did some little fruits and a cupcake with the crayons. This was done with these really jumbo color pencils I picked up at the Fiddleheads art store. They were by Lyra, and I think they were just these really jumbo skin tone color pencils. So I thought they were kind of fun. I did a quick little portrait. These are the colors that were in that set. Not sure what that is, but I was intending to do a review, but I just didn't get, I don't know, I just didn't get around to it. This is the Inktense, the XL blocks, and I don't know why I had that little strawberry there, but that was with something else. I just don't remember what. This is one of my just generic faces. Oh, these were the Luminance color pencils. I did this little sketch. See, this is why I'm thinking that I'm going to enjoy the smaller book a little bit more. This was done with the Luminance colored pencils, and I absolutely love how it came out. And I was just writing little, I don't know if, I think I reviewed them. I was writing little notes for the review, like how I feel about them on their first impression there, and didn't do anything on the rest of the page. Here I was comparing the Faber-Castell Black Edition pencils with the ChromaFlow pencils, and I think at that time I just had 24, maybe? 24 of the ChromaFlows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh no, I must have had more. I think I was just trying to compare and see how similar they are in case you were trying to choose one over the other, or if it's worth having both. I didn't find a lot of direct matches, so I guess I can't remember what, I think I did a video on it. This was a garlic. We did a tutorial for this in, for Derwent, one of the live classes I did for Derwent and Michael's, and I have a time-lapse on my channel of my kind of messing around with it, figuring it out, and then there's a real-time one on the Michael's channel. It's 3 garlics, I think. I don't think I did one of the single one. Maybe I did. This is Derwent drawing pencils, I think. Oh, apparently. Look at this. Just a little, I was swatching out some pencils to see how opaque they were. Yep, that's a good use of a sheet of paper. And then this I have a video on. This was doing a champagne bottle. I really like how this came out. I would definitely take this one out and frame it. I really like how these boots came out. This was from my these are my snow boots. They were sitting, actually they're Lila's snow boots, but she abandoned them, so I've kind of I used them. They were sitting on a towel on the hearth, and I sketched them one day because I thought they were pretty cool looking, and I loved the volume that I got with that. This is when I was comparing the new Neo Art crayons with the Neo Color ones in that video, and that's more of that. These are the Neo Art one. I was just kind of sketching with them to figure out how I like them. I love this little sketch here down in the corner. Maybe I won't take this. I was thinking I was going to take this apart because there wasn't very much good in it, but now I'm thinking, no, I think I might keep it together. I don't know. And I did this little sketch with the Neo Art crayons, which looks very crayon-y to me, but I think it's kind of sweet, actually. And then this I did at the life drawing session at the Orono Arts Fest last weekend with, there was a 30-minute pose, and I used the Derwent drawing pencils, and I did not like it as much as the Conte sketches that I've been doing on the larger newsprint paper, but it's alright. It just looks kind of stiff. I don't like the things that look more stiff. And this is the last page in the sketchbook. I did this for a critique club lesson, and there's a time lapse on my YouTube channel, and actually a woman bought this. She texted me last night to see if she could buy it, and so I'm shipping this out to Ohio today. So I wanted to do this flip through before I removed this from the sketchbook and shipped it out. Generally I don't sell work that's in my sketchbooks, but if it's something like this where it's got the perforation on each page and it's in a spiral bound book, I can take a page out and not like have the whole book unravel. On my sewn sketchbooks I generally don't, or if it's my handmade sketchbooks where I'm painting on both pages, I don't sell those, I keep those. But something like this where it's a loose leaf type of paper, then I do sell for my sketchbooks. So there's that. A quick little sketchbook of my Strathmore tone tan paper, and yes, I would rebuy it, and I have rebought this book just in the smaller size. I highly recommend this paper. It also comes in larger pads but fewer sheets. The larger pads are 24 sheets, I believe. And if you like the tone of this paper but you want a thicker paper, I recommend the Derwent Tone Tan mixed media paper. That's really great for gouache and markers and colored pencils, all sorts of stuff. It's a nice, smooth, thick, like cardstock thick paper. And I like to use that a lot. So there's my recommendation. I really like this book. I'm going to show you what I've actually got to replace this size here because I thought this was a heck of a deal. I found this at Five Below, It's 40 sheets. It's gray and brown. It's 9 by 12. And I'm not sure if these pages are perforated. I don't think they're perforated, but they have the spiral bound, so you could remove them if you wanted to. But you get 20 of the gray, and you get 20 of the tan. And the tan, let's compare the tans really quick. The tans are just about identical. So I think this is a really good solution for me for the larger size book, for the 9 by 12, because I tend to work in my sketchbooks a little bit smaller. So I'm going to work on this next. I hope that by the time I fill this up, I can still get it if I like it, but it's also a nice smooth paper, very similar. Maybe not, well, no, it is pretty smooth, actually, I'd say. I'd say it's pretty identical to that. And this is $5, so for 40 sheets, that's, I don't know, usually it's around $10 for 50 sheets on Blick and sometimes on Amazon. But I just thought I would share that with you in case you're looking, if you have a Five Below, that gray and brown sketchbook I think is going to be a really good option. It's acid free as well, so yeah, not a bad buy, I think. Yeah, especially since it took me years to fill this one up, and I didn't even, you know, really fully use every page, and I didn't use the back sides of the page because I'm generally, you know, the chalk and stuff I use will press onto the other side. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed these sketchbook tours. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.